What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Stranded Phase podcast, and I'm your host, your girl, Jessica Hurley, and I am back with another incredible guest. And I'm really letting you guys into some of my favorite people. Blessed you are, trust and believe, because these women that I am bringing you are kicking butt in their field. They are people that I'm on a soul journey with, that I get to experience life with, that I get to hold in a friendship container and learn lessons in love with. And they're people that are like bosses in real life. And I want to bring their stories to you so that you can just see that this is not as unordinary or impossible as you might think it might be, because so many of us come from very similar or the same journeys as you, and we have felt the same feelings that you feel of stuck, uncertain, confused. Is this for me? Or how does this work? That inevitable paralyzing word of how. And I'm just giving you women that I know that have found ways to maneuver it differently to get on the other side. And so I'm really excited to introduce you to a very personal person for me, a woman that is like, what she does is marketing strategy, and she's helped me in both of my businesses, gave me some of the best feedback that I've ever gotten, but she is a marketing manager for a major tech company. She is a spiritual friend with me. We do a lot of this work together. We're literally book club buddies, I swear, and this has been my go-to person on a soul level when I really need a friend. And so I'm really excited to bring her to the Stranded Phase podcast. Without further ado, I want to introduce to you guys my dear friend, Yainis Burgos.
Oh, you're going to make me tear. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. So all the things, there's so many places I could start. So before we jump headfirst into marketing, because you really are in an incredible role at a major tech company with lots of responsibility, and really doing what you are phenomenal at, because I have seen it time and time again. What the information you know is unmatched. Like what we think marketing is and what she knows marketing is. We're going to deep dive into that. So expect some real marketing gems here. But first, one of my favorite things to watch on your journey has been the substantial growth over the last 3 years and the shift for you. Yes. And so can you speak to, I would say 3 years ago, meeting you while you were working in education, not necessarily dreaming of a marketing role, to convincing me that you were at the cap of your earning potential. You were convincing me when I was like, hey, is there more? And you were like, no, I need to work harder. I need to earn it. Very defensive. And now I think you're just scratching the surface of high six figures as your base foundation for your income in a corporate role. Right. And I love what women are doing right now in tech. So like, briefly just take me on that journey.
Yeah. I mean, it goes so much further back than 3 years ago. Of course, like I pride myself in being a Latina and a woman of color. And, that comes with a lot of just, for me personally, and a lot of people in our culture, of just like that limited mindset, right? Of just working hard and being humble. My family, originated in Puerto Rico, where, abundance wasn't really the lifestyle. Neither one of my grandparents went past the age of 5th grade. Right. So I was the first person in my family to go to college. I'm a first generation Latina. And so I graduated, and yes, it was a big milestone, but I came out with like, okay, well, now what? Right. Because no one in my family had gotten to the milestone that I had gotten to.
Nobody gave you the roadmap.
Right. And so, I graduated in 2011. We were in a recession at that time, and I had no one would hire me for a marketing role. I could maybe get an unpaid.
So your education was marketing?
Yes. I got my undergraduate degree in marketing, got out, no marketing jobs.
Where's all the $40,000, $50,000 jobs you guys talked about?
So, it was really defeating. So I entered education. And so I met you when I was in an education role.
Because that's what everyone does. They go back to school when there's a recession. Because if I can't get a job, I'm going to go get money to go back to school.
Right. And I got my MBA. And I was like, I can work at this school and get my MBA paid for. So financially, I was still strategic in that way. I was still financially savvy, but I was just surviving at that point. And
We've all been there.
And so when I met you, it was through Lady Boss Mastermind, which is now Innovative Income.
Yes.
And that, I think, was like my starting point to really like breaking through these limited kind of barriers. And over the next 3 years, I really just committed to my craft. When I first came to you, I had a lot of projects. And so I was working on the board for St. Jude's. I was an alumni advisor. I was doing all of the things because to me, doing things equated to success and worth. And so I wasn't hitting my dollar amount. And you preach on this a lot of you have to get good at one thing. You have to really like master that one lane. And so over the next 3 years, fortunately, I was able to, enter the marketing realm, get a really great mentor under my director of marketing who really had to have the conversation with me of, hey, you're 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And you're never going to get to where you want to go being 1 foot out.
So you were too all over the place for them.
Yes.
Got it. We have an expectation for you. How do you intend to meet it, being in all these different places?
Right.
Got it.
And so I think that, it was a combination of really going all in my zone of genius, of what you love to call it, and really kind of mastering that, and then using other resources and just healing those like generational curses, healing those limitation beliefs, getting a therapist.
Oh my God.
Therapy is so taboo.
It's so taboo, but wait, so you mean to tell me that you got a therapist and then your money changed, but you didn't go to therapy for your money, so make it make sense. Oh, but it's all tied together.
Yes.
The irony.
So my spiritual journey and my career journey really kind of like married in this one streamline approach. And over the next 3 years, as I went to therapists, as I went to church, as I went to see hypnosis and started working on those things, I also increased my salary by almost 200%.
Do you guys hear this?
The 6-figure jump,
Do you
as
hear
we
this?
like to call it.
No, but this is so key because I will never forget. I don't even know what you and I were doing, but I was sitting on this couch, not this one, but it was this gray couch. And you literally we were having a conversation, and for some reason you were sitting on the floor and I was sitting on the couch, and we were having a conversation about income. And I remember you just kept, it was like you were fighting me. You were like, no, that's pretty, I'm at my cap. They're talking about a salary increase, but it's this number. And I don't know what I was saying to you. And then you were just like adamant about defending it. And I was like, wait, do you own this company? What? You don't think you deserve more? You don't think if you went somewhere else? And you were like, I've only been in marketing for 3 years. I have a degree in it, but I've only worked the actual experience for this many years. I'm not there yet.
Well, you want to know the mistake that I made that other people make?
What?
Is I allowed Glassdoor to indicate what my salary worth should be.
No offense, but this is my show, so.
And so I really depended on the company, right? Because I could only really accept what they gave me. And then I went on Glassdoor to double check the company, and they were in par.
Oh, so
they were the majority.
So now you're cutting me a very even deal. Thank you.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
So based on the average salaried income for my role, this is about correct. Thank you.
In the state of Florida.
So now I got what I deserve.
Right. And that was because I had no other way of thinking. I had to stand on that.
Correct.
And I had to defend
absolutely
how much I was making, because deep down I actually felt less worthy than all of my friends who were making more.
Yes.
So how do I validate myself in a room full of 6-figure women when I'm making half the amount? Which is what many women do.
Absolutely.
Because every woman wants to validate her worth.
Through performance-based value. Which is so crazy because I've spent a lot of these episodes discussing with other women getting back to femininity, and those two don't pair well together. No. that we're out here. Oh my God, the conversation we had last night, remember?
Yes.
That was like, oh, when did we get lost in like in dating where we're like trying to show a man like I make this much money, I do this, I do that. Like you should be amazed. It's like,
look at me.
Look at me.
Look at glass doors. And look at me. I'm the 1%.
Like the men say, I'm the 1%. Only 8% of men make over 6 figures.
Yes.
I'm the 1%. And we're like, but I'm the 1%. And just like in marketing and it's, it's really funny. I always think marketing and dating are comparable. Like I think they're very comparable.
Yes.
But in marketing and dating, men and women should never be doing things the same. I think the way that men market is not the way that women should market. No. And I think the way we should not have the same expectations for dating either. And it's like, so you were defending that because that was what you knew, And so my favorite part about this 6-figure jump was, one, it was less than how long? It was like a year? Under a year.
Oh, yes, under a year. Like within a 6-month spread, I had 2 promotions and then a new job offer.
2 promotions and a new job offer. And then when I don't remember which way it went, but it was like you got the new job offer and then your previous company tried to keep you, but they couldn't offer you enough. Or they tried to promote you and then you got a new job offer. Mm-hmm. And you almost took that job.
Yes.
And then you were like, this is funny. Keep that.
Yes.
I'm going over here.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the entry base. Your 6-figure jump is the entry-based salary for your current role at the big tech company.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, in less than 6 months. And so my favorite part about this is that in our performance, our need-based performance love, we have to go add things. We need to learn more. I need to get certified again. I need to have, testimonials or a portfolio, or I need to have experience, or I need to provide proof that I can grow something, or blah, blah, blah. You didn't have to add a whole lot of value to what you offered.
Yes.
To be provided a 6-figure increase. Something changed, but it wasn't you didn't add a whole lot to your performance.
No, I just believed I could make more. And it really, again, three years, but even when interviewing for this big tech role, I had a discovery interview with the then manager of the team, who was a woman. And I think she could feel my insecurities and my doubts. She stops the interview and she says, I want you to know that if I felt like you didn't deserve the interview, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. She said, so moving forward in your next interviews, so she kind of highlighted that she was going to move me, forward. You should be interviewing us just as much and just as intentional as we are interviewing you. It's not a favor.
Oh my God.
And that was really the moment I realized, they're not looking for me to do anything else. They actually already see the value in what I've already done and what I've already learned within my field of marketing and want me to be part of the team. Those are 2 very different feelings.
So we're switching. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in my view, you're in this interview and I'm not saying you're frantic, but I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. Look what I did. Here's all the proof that I'm the person for the job. And they're like, hey, there's a woman, a mentor, an idea saying, hey, we already see that. We know. We're choosing you. But we want to see your drive, your passion, you want this and you want it bad. And how bad do you want to know who we are and what we provide?
Right.
Inquire good questions so that we can see your interest.
Right. Well, I had asked my 3, right? Like, have 3 questions at the end of the interview. And I was just like, I'm just so thankful to be here.
Yes.
Here are my 3 little questions.
Here's humble me.
Yes.
Here's humble me.
And she was like, oh, no. Like, she saw right through that and was like, what else? Because if you didn't deserve it, you wouldn't have this interview. So what else?
Okay. Why? I'm going to be real simple, stupid here. And this might go deep. Why are we obsessed with proving to people above us that we're humble about what we want? why is that involved anymore? You get what I'm saying?
Oh man, the question was, it hits so deep for me because you can almost go from a gender role perspective, because women have to be humble,
yes,
and grateful,
yes,
and polite,
yes,
and a lady,
yes,
at all times.
all times.
But then when you add cultural values and tendencies, and just even I recently got another raise, and my dad was like, "Be humble, work hard." He was proud of me, but those are one of the first words that he said.
Be humble, work hard. This could be that says this could be taken away from you. You know what that really says to me? And I'm not saying from a family standpoint.
Yeah.
I don't know your father intimately like that, but this could be taken away from you at any time. AKA, they could see underneath your veil at some point and realize that you may not be good enough for that role. Like, I feel like when people say be humble, it's like overwork yourself, consistently prove yourself, because at any point, if they lift the veil and they see that you feel like you're not deserving of this, they'll see through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I do think that is the case in some cases, but I also, like, here's another challenge, is whatever is given to you can be taken away, because when you really like dive into communities of color, everything they had, I'm going to give this to you, but I can also take it away. When you look at indigenous,
I hold the power. Yep.
I'm going to take your land away. When you look at like the African American community, I'm going to take your rights away. When you look at, all of these communities, it's
never actually yours.
It's never yours. And so I think that is ingrained in us at a very young age of, oh no, don't get too excited.
Don't enjoy this.
Because if it's too good to be true, it might be too good to be true.
Yes.
And so, I think that had, like we said, I think that, breaking that mentality and being able to say, like, fam, I love you, but like, I got you, I got this, and like, this is how I'm going to move forward. It has shifted their perspective of like, wow, like it can be done. And my daughter is doing that. And so it's something that gives me great pride and joy to really change that narrative.
Do you ever, I feel like this every time I go to a new level, there's certain spaces I don't feel it, certain spaces I do. Do you ever feel like, I hate using this phrase, but like any type of imposter syndrome, or any type of like, oh God, this new project, they could find me out. They could find out that I'm incapable of being this level of a marketer. Like, I've been playing the role. I've handled it thus far. Oh, this could tear the veil.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So as you know, I'm a marketing manager, big tech. I kind of use the term performance marketer and marketing strategist interchangeably, because what I really focus on is end-to-end marketing.
Yes.
And so, what this might mean for you is that I help establish businesses, or in the corporate world, this specific brand, I help come up with marketing strategies that really optimize and concentrate limited resources to increase the greatest amount of sales volume, and also to attain a sustainable competitive advantage.
Yep.
So as opposed to, there's different legs in marketing. And so
explain this on a dummy level, because for me, like, for marketing for so long, I don't have a professional marketing plan, strategy, or campaign. Like, marketing for me for so long has been referral-based business and marketing on social media. And I think so many business owners right now, especially with this fast crowd, digital age is like, nice Canva posts, talk about it, go. Talk about it, go. Turn and burn. Like, give us all of these legs of marketing. Simple.
Right.
Yep.
So just to kind of tie it all in, so we have our different, I would say, legs of marketing. And I told you that I focus on end-to-end marketing. However, there are great strategists and specialists that focus on very different things. And so you might have a social media specialist, you might bring on an agency to focus on your social media.
Yes.
They are really, really great at finding your audience and connecting with engaging content, you know? And so I'm going to tell you right now, I can give you advice, but I'm not a social media strategist. So then you have paid media specialists.
So people are like, well, what do you do? So if you can't give me social media advice, what do you do?
Right? So then you have your paid media specialists. And so these are the people running like your programmatic, your paid search. You know, these are like geniuses.
Most people don't ever even get to this.
Yes.
Most online businesses don't even ever get to that space.
That is where your conversion truly is.
Correct. Yes. Because otherwise your cost per lead is stupid.
Right. Because social media is great and it forms community.
Yep.
And it gives you traffic, but that's still considered fairly top of the funnel.
Yep.
Your paid media strategists, that is where it's at. They are some of the most brightest people you ever work with. And so then you even have insights. And so you have research and insights. These are your analytical people. These people don't want to make a post on social media. They're on the back end of your website, pulling numbers and telling a story based off of data. They are telling your marketing story. They're telling your consumer experience, what touch points you touched them, where they converted at, how long did it take them to convert on your website. They are literally giving you the insights to who your audience truly is. So that's a whole another level of genius, right? And so you have all of these areas within marketing just filled with the most brilliant people. And where I come in is, and let's say you come to me, is I'm going to look at your entire marketing strategy.
I love this because there's so many pieces to this, and I want that to be like crystal clear. Like, I think there's such a disdain on people start a business, it's okay, or it's not making any money, and it's like, well, can I just spend some money on ads and then I can make more people see it? What the hell are you doing? No, you are not spending money on any ads for something that is not selling. Until you cap out on your existing leads, then and only then, and it's selling well, then and only then do you need to talk to someone in marketing to spend extra money on marketing.
Right. So
and then you're going to go look at my social media, and then you're going to go look at my website, and then you're going to go look at all my marketing pieces, and like, I can't drive traffic to this. I can't.
She's telling you guys my business plan. So, so you're going to come to me with your business. And so I'm going to say, okay, so I'm going to look at the marketplace first. So I'm going to say, okay, what's your audience? What do you market? What's your service? So then I want to know your position in the marketplace. And I'm going to ask you to say, okay, so who are your competitors? And if you don't know that, which is okay, who are the brands or the companies that most closely align to you?
Got it. I'm answering these questions in my head right now about business.
Right. So then we're going to look at your marketing mix, which is like your who, what, when, where. So what you're offering, where you're offering it at, what's your promotion, what you upsell, the marketing mix.
Minimal. Sorry, I'm answering this out loud, but this is so good because it's minimal. Because you think you're generating so much business when you're in like burnout or like overload. And then I'm like, oh, but when I talk about your marketing, like I listen to this marketing mix or channels, I'm like, I'm not even scratching the surface.
Because most people are only on social media.
Correct.
Which we'll talk about later.
Yep, I'm only on social media.
So then I want to know, okay, money questions.
Okay.
So I want to know what you're spending, what your budget is, what you're spending it on, and then what you're making in terms of sales, how you're paying yourself, things like that. Because I just want to know where's your money flowing.
Yep.
So from all of those, then I'll pretend that I'm a customer. Because here's the thing about business owners and CEOs. And some brands, like big brands, they think that, well, I love this. So they're going to love it too.
My customer should love this.
Yes. So they're going to love it too. Oh, I know how to convert on my website. My customers should know how to convert too.
Yeah.
And so what I'll do is I'll actually go on the customer journey myself. Yeah. And so from the first post or the first ad, I'll go to the website. I'm following the flow all the way through sales conversion. And then what I'm doing is I'm finding the gaps. I'm finding the holes. So real world example, 2 days ago, one of my mentors, who is a fantastic marketer, by the way. She goes to me, I'm running all of these ads on social media. They're amazing. I have no sales. Okay. I already know in my mind where I think the gaps are.
I'm going to run through the funnel. Yep.
So I say, okay, where's the ad? She's a great marketer. I don't ever think that the ad's a problem.
But something is.
So when she said sales, where do sales convert?
On the checkout page.
On the website.
Yes.
Correct. So it's going to be one of two things. It's going to be targeting the wrong audience, right?
Or on the sales page.
Or your website. Very rarely is it actually the ad's fault. The ad is doing its job. The ad is getting clicks.
But it's Facebook's fault.
Right. So walk through the process. When I tell you beautiful ads, the most luxurious ads I have ever seen. I knew it was the target audience or the website. I told her this. Well, I really love the website. I was like, okay, let me be the determining factor of that.
Yep.
So I go on the website. I find a few gaps, which is usually in the copy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You want to know what's tripping up your customer?
Copy.
And the call to action. But the call to action is, people usually get that part right. It's usually the copy.
Yep.
So then my second gut is, okay, what's the audience like? So I go to the business page because your ads are going to be ran from your business page.
Correct. Yep.
How many times have I asked you about your Facebook business page? Okay.
5 times.
So I go and it only has 256 likes.
So now there's no authority. There's no trust.
No. So when you do ads, they actually launch from the business page. And because of the new restrictions, the laws that restricts how advertisers can target audience, it's very, very restricted what we can target. So what we do is we depend on lookalike audiences.
Yep.
So we depend on the people who like your page.
So we only have 250 people
to
generate lookalike ads from.
So the algorithm, or like the artificial intelligence, doesn't have enough data to be able to find more people to buy your product.
Right.
Now you say, okay, I have a seed list. So this means people who have already bought from you.
Because you can input those lists
into
Facebook. I've seen that, yes.
Here's the thing with, like we said, with businesses who are usually coming to me. They don't have a big enough seed list because they're not making the sales that they want. So now you're stuck.
So you're investing all this money into advertisement without...
That's not converting to a sale. So you're getting the impression. So I say this because the agency, right? This leg, the social media leg, they're doing their job because they're focused on engagement, which you're getting. They're focused on clicks, which you're getting. They're focused on, great content, which you're getting from a great, graphic designer. But what is it Tiffany? She says, like, you can bring them to the water, but you can't make them drink. Like, it's still on the brand side, it's still on the company's job to create an experience and have a website that's going to be able to convert that traffic.
Correct.
And so that is oftentimes, those are the types of gaps. Those are the types of, like, not necessarily problem, but opportunities where I step in and I'm just helping the brand or company identify them. Because I'm not a paid media specialist and I'm not like a graphic designer. All I can do is help you, create solutions to problems. So that was an example, and kind of tying it back to your question of like imposter syndrome. Yes, because I have to question, am I finding the right problems? And are my solutions going to work? In an age where marketing is constantly evolving. It's constantly changing. So while those people and those kind of legs of marketing are constantly staying up to date within their lane, I have to have at least a well enough understanding of all of the marketing channels so that I understand the baseline strategy and I'm able to identify it within those channels.
This is okay. This is mind blowing right now. I hope you guys are catching wind of this, because this was deep level marketing, but it was very, very needed. Why everyone thinks that the tool, if I just input the tool should work and I should get the desired outcome.
Right.
When she's saying marketing from front end to back end, you're talking about the entire playbook. The playbook has to be finished. You have to turn it in, and it has to, like, the whole thing, when I turn every page, has to work. If it doesn't matter how many of these I produce. It won't get me the results that I'm looking for.
Absolutely.
And then here's what everybody did. I'm telling it backwards, but then everyone said, okay, well, I'm going to skip the ads part, which is what I do. And I'm going to do organic marketing on
this is so
Instagram. Good. But now everyone's like, we all thought we were geniuses for generating this an engaging audience organically, so that I get to skip putting in money to have to see money. So my cost per lead, so we think, is zero. Great. Not if you put a dollar amount to your time, here nor there. But so my cost per lead is zero technically. So I don't spend advertising dollars. I organically pour into my social media audience. However, now what happens when everyone is saying, well, Instagram's not working. The algorithm is messed up. I'm not getting all the attention and the engagement that I used to get. So now when I promote my products, I feel like Instagram, the algorithm knows that I'm promoting my products and services. So, like, it's making people not see me. It's Instagram's fault. It's ghosting me. I'm shadow banned. Now I can't run my business. What about that?
So that's actually really great. And I actually love and admire content creators. Like, when I see content creators, I'm like, that's dope. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
There's a few ways I feel like I can answer this. And so the first things first, just so that, if you're listening, I think like this is something you can get out of it, is you have to meet your audience wherever they are. And I think that that's also where people make a mistake and the frustration comes.
Yes.
Because you are so set on thinking that your audience is on Instagram, and they're actually on YouTube watching videos of how to buy this. So while you were complaining about Instagram Reels, your audience is on YouTube.
Learning how to do this for free.
Right.
And buying it from someone else.
Right. And having subscriptions to people who are making, I think, young NBA, if he's a rapper, he makes $17 million a year off of his YouTube channel. He knows where his audience is.
Yes. Very much so.
If you are making $0 from Instagram, that is not where your audience is. So first gem is know where your audience is and meet them where they are. Second, once you've figured that out, is you have to be able to adapt to change. Instagram is a free app. Facebook is a free app. TikTok is a free app. List goes on. And so, these social media platforms really don't owe you more than what they've already provided. Because
y'all didn't hear what she said. What she said was Instagram don't owe you shit. It doesn't owe you anything. They don't owe you. They've already given us a free platform to roam free on, and find strangers at our leisure.
Not only to make money from strangers, but now to make money through brand opportunities and through engagement and through views. So there's multiple ways to now make money from a free app that does not require a credit card from you.
Correct.
So, in terms of that, I think it's also important to kind of, I don't want to kind of assume that no one knows this, but sometimes it's really kind of good to like pull back and like know the basics of what every platform serves. Like, for example, Facebook is for community. And I tell you and Megan this all the time.
Yes.
Like, where your community is and where you should be forming and curating community is Facebook, not Instagram.
You can't commune on Instagram. You commune on Facebook. Facebook allows the opportunity of it doesn't exist on Instagram.
Right.
Unless we in the comments chit-chatting. That's it.
Right.
There's no like wall.
Right, exactly. And so Instagram is for inspiration. And I know you know this because you inspire a lot of people from your content. They are always talking about you in terms of you inspire me. So what could you do with that? I inspire you. Find more of where that came from in my Facebook community page. My Stranded Facebook community page. Where now,
y'all not catching this game right now.
Where now all of them are staying up to date on your episodes. Hey y'all, don't forget, Jess just dropped an episode. It was so good. Today she talked about X, X, and X. Oh my gosh, I watched that episode too. This is what really hit home for me. So now
these people have no way to talk.
Right. So now your Facebook community, your Stranded Phase community on Facebook is running itself. You're not replying to every message because what they're doing is they're commenting on this amazing episode and they're feeding into each other. So that takes hours off of you on Instagram.
Hours off of me, and I'm taking, because when I'm speaking on this show, I've got a multitude of people, but it's really one woman. I see one woman when I speak to her. Now I put you in a community, and now you get to meet a bunch of you. You get to meet a whole bunch of women just like you. You get to commune off the fact that you all are inspired by this content and you want better and more for yourself. You want to be you want to find like-minded people. I literally create the space via Facebook. And I'm saying that I haven't done it yet. However, that is an amazing idea.
Yes.
Touche.
So, and so every platform, YouTube is for, or I should say Twitter is for dropping news. Like you have an update, needs to go on Twitter because that's for news related items. You dropping tickets for Innovative Income 2023. Here's the link. That's newsworthy tweets. So all of these platforms are intentionally built for a specific kind of messaging where I think people or content creators, beginner content creators might go wrong is they try to make one platform, one app, let's say Instagram, meet all of these needs. It should be my news channel. It should be my community. It should be my inspiration. And then that's what you talk about, like when it comes to burnout and just the frustration of the audience. If you were using every channel intentionally how it was created, you wouldn't be mad if you were shadow banned for a couple hours. Not saying it's not frustrated. I feel you, girl.
But this is so beautiful.
But your business is too important to rely on one app.
And I've always been taught like what you're saying, but in a different way of like, get them off the platform as soon as you can. So get them off and in a easier way to communicate with them. Get them off the platform as soon as you can, whether that's via email, but text community, Facebook.
Instagram is to inspire. You inspired, that's it. You don't have to keep communicating with them for days, for hours. It's here's how you can better connect with me.
Listen, and it's all about the art of the pivot. Like I'm starting to, I remember a year ago when like Instagram would really frustrate me. And now I'm starting to realize like, no, because Instagram is literally paying us to pivot right now. If you guys are not clear on that, they're like, please let me push you towards Reels. If you just try, we will pay you. Like, the first time I got paid from a Reel, I was like, skirt, what? I got $300 to do what? Like one Reel? They're literally paying us to pivot right now to further generate their focus.
Right.
And they're like, we don't want to fool you, but please go in this direction. And it's like, marketing should not frustrate you. It should highlight an opportunity for growth. It should highlight an opportunity. Like, okay, now do I want to be a surviving business owner or do I want to fail in the face of marketing? No. Beautiful. Okay, so now what do I do in this time, this ever evolving space to pivot? What does that look like for my business?
Right.
It's just an opportunity.
Yes. And the thing about technology, right? We talked about me working for a big tech company is innovation and just staying ahead of the game. And so, for those frustrated, business owners or people who are still in the phase of doing their own content is just find innovative ways to get in front of your customer. First, learn your customer. First, learn where they are. First, learn what they like. First, learn how they want to be connected with.
Yes.
And be creative in connecting with them. it doesn't have to be on Instagram.
It doesn't have to be on Instagram.
Hopefully this kind of eases some people, just kind of getting a better understanding of all those channels and how they work together for you.
Okay. So this is so good that I think we're going to do a part 2 because this alone from a marketing standpoint, like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but this game you just got, this was a 4-figure strategy call of what you just got. Like, I just got game. I'm like, okay, I need to go back to the drawing board. There's a few things that I need to change. So in an ever evolving space, as you create a business, as you get out of like the stuck phase in your business, or maybe you're looking to scale, there are things that you will learn that are not worth your time. There are spaces that you're trying to do everything in that are not worth it. Like, I will tell you right now, promoting an event this past year, we burnt ourselves out. We did it all wrong. And just circling back with you and getting feedback, I was like, wow, we tried to do everything in one space and we really screwed that up and wasted everybody's time. Like, we had a great audience, but we could have done better. And we exhausted ourselves trying to do it in one place.
Yep.
And so the game she just gave you guys, which I'm so excited because I know not only are you taking, doing your marketing managing role, but you are also a marketing strategist on the side. And so we're going to circle back with Yainis because she is a true gem and have a part 2 to this episode. So we'll just call this the marketing piece and we'll go deeper on the next part. But tell them where they can find more information about you, where they can learn to work with you because you are really doing some great stuff out here outside of your role, and where they can learn more. And I know you have a freebie or something out there coming soon.
Yes, so I do 30-minute strategy calls. You can go to my Instagram, Life with Yai. I also have a Facebook, Yainis Burgos. And so there you will find a link where you can book a 30-minute strategy call. I do quick 10-minute consultations, so that is absolutely free because I am going to make sure that I can help you.
Yes, you are.
Again,
she's serious.
I help establish businesses, which means I help businesses that have a website up, that have a product to sell and things of that nature. So I'm going to take 10 minutes, no cost to you, to really kind of understand what your goal is for the call. And then we can do a little bit deeper on 30-minute or even 60-minute strategy calls. And when you walk away with that, after that meeting, what you'll walk away is full outline notes of our calls, what gaps I was able to find in your business, and then what solutions I believe would best fit those gaps. And so usually that is enough. Like, my clients walk away. I know you've seen some of my testimonials, like, this was the best, like, clarity call, like, because I know what I need to do to fix my problem, because it's already an established business. They're just looking to fix or find out, if something can be done better.
Your marketing strategy does not need to be the measuring stick for the success of your business.
Right.
That's a simple pivot. You're the creative. So you need to stay the creative. So having an outside perspective or an outside audit is typically all you need to make a small tweak to create better conversions. It was a matter of, like, I felt stupid deer in the headlights when you were like, why didn't you guys do this? And I was like, and then you asked me one more question and I was like, hell, we just didn't do it. Like, I don't know why we didn't do it. We just didn't do it. And it was like, you could have made this so much more simpler. But that's why, because I'm not a marketing strategist. I am a creative. I am an inspirer, if that's a word. I love to inspire and empower people. I love to put words to stuff people don't understand. Marketing is just something that comes as a third leg to me. So it's very important for me to use somebody that can audit and have those external eyes as to, sometimes we don't necessarily feel like we're failing because the sales are coming in or they're working.
That's a good one.
However, am I spinning my wheels? Absolutely. 9 times out of 10, if I'm doing it, I'm hustling it the hard way and I'm spinning my wheels. Make it easier with a quick audit with somebody else's eyes is a game changer. Game changer. So I really want people to chat with you, have this conversation, use her resources before she becomes untouchable, because I'm just saying, that's my friend. So check her out while you can. And I'm insanely proud of you. There's so much more we could talk about: UTMs, all this data, all these things. So we'll come back for another one, but incredibly proud of you, proud to call you my friend, watch your journey, and just say I get to be a part of it is a blessing.
Thank you for having me.
Always,
love you guys.
Love you.
Love my Innovative Income fam.
Yes. Love y'all.